Hi there, everyone. Rob here with today's Western Pacific weather update. And actually, in the latter part of the update, we're going to be touching on Australia as well. We haven't done that in quite some time, so just watch out for that. But we are watching severe tropical storm Tembin today moving across the Korean Peninsula, bringing some heavy rains with an actually upwards of 30 millimeters an hour, or about 150 millimeters throughout the duration of this event. Is going to be expected across the Korean Peninsula. Now, good news, this tropical storm has become rather weakened and disorganized as it approaches the Korean Peninsula here. And if we take a look a little bit closer at the visible satellite imagery, you can see that it is very little of its former self, the severe or super typhoon we actually saw last week. At this time, still a rather decent circulation coming around this storm, but the main of the cloud mass is just off towards the northern periphery of the center of circulation, which is down there towards the south. Still going to be bringing some heavy rains and gusty winds, and those heavy rains are really confirmed up on the radar imagery coming out of Korea at this. Just like I said a second ago, upwards of about 30 millimeters an hour can be seen, especially here in the southwestern periphery of South Korea. It's basically south of Seoul here. That's where near that center of circulation. Still going to be seeing that heavy precipitation, but once again, same situation as with Bolaven. As the storm starts to go west to tropical, that heavy precipitation and those gusty winds start to move away from the center of circulation. So with the center there, you're still going to be seeing very strong winds all the way off there towards the northern periphery, and also those strong rains as well as the storm gradually works its way off there towards the north. But where is it going to be going? Well, it does look like it's going to be missing Japan just towards the west before moving off towards the northeast here, possibly affecting portions of northeastern China and towards southeastern Russia. A good deal of this is going to be missing portions of North Korea, and that's fantastic news. Not very often that the country here releases information on disasters, and it does look like they did release a significant amount of storm footage and damage footage on this storm Bolaven that moved through just a few days ago here. So really, they're still trying to recover from that. In South Korea, for that matter, where Bolaven killed over 20 people across this entire area. Now you have Tembin starting to move through. Not as bad as that storm, but still really kind of a 1-2 punch here as the storm starts to work its way off there towards the northeast. But going into the end of the week, into the weekend, it is eventually going to work its way off there well towards the north, bringing some more heavy rains there, though, to portions of southeastern Russia, specifically Vladivostok. You're going to be wanting to watch out for this. I know they just opened up a new bridge there going over the Vladivostok Bay. That may very well be closed. I don't know for my opinion, but I have seen that bridge. It is very vicariously stationed over the bay there, so probably very gusty winds there. I would not be surprised at all. But this is what I really want to show you here, is that the amount of rainfall, significant amount of rainfall that has been occurring here in the past week alone. First, we're going to talk about Bolaven, warmed up right here, moved off towards the north. Really brought out that heavy rain to portions of western Japan. Upwards of 6.5 centimeters was recorded in Kagoshima Prefecture since last week. An incredible amount of rain. Then you also have Tembin here that hit Taiwan twice, over about 300 to 400 millimeters recorded here. And then it veered and moved off towards Korea as well. And then on top of that, you have these other areas that are not associated with organized systems, so still bringing flooding rains. Monsoonal flow across portions of India, also over towards Myanmar and Indochina. Myanmar suffering from significant floods here. And even out there towards the east, I actually saw some reports into some of the islands, the Pacific Islands out here. One of the atolls recording upwards of 5 centimeters of rain in just a 24-hour period from one of these significant tropical waves that moved through there. So very active. It is late August going into early September. Tropical systems still could continue to flare up out across much of the western Pacific here. And if we take a look at the model outlook from GFS, at least at this time, the model's not grabbing on anything. And going into the long range, as we do look at Bolaven moving way off there towards the northeast, eventually impacting Kamchatka, and then Tembin following in its heels, weakening out as it moves there towards the north. But as far as any organized tropical system, it doesn't look like anything at this time. But once again, ample amount of moisture here. Sea surface temperatures are incredibly warm across much of the western Pacific, specifically around the tropics. So definitely going to be watching this here into the coming days. But let's look quickly down towards the south into Australia, as things have been rather mild down here. If you remember back on that imagery I just showed you a second ago with all the precipitation, not much really to speak of here. Some light rain showers being seen across Tasmania over towards New South Wales. This is mainly due to this winter storm pushing through this area, although New Zealand just off there towards the southeast remaining rather dry. And the rest of Australia, you're remaining dry as well here in the middle of your winter. If we pull up the satellite image, you can see these areas and the blues and the blacks really indicating significantly dry air here. A little bit of rain showers down there towards the south, but nothing significant, no flooding or anything like that. Expected you might just see a little bit of wet weather, and also temperatures staying a little bit on the cool side here. Getting down to right around 10 there towards the south. 21 though around Sydney though. A little bit warmer for you, but look right in the heart of the country. Still around 20. Dry as well, so it is remaining rather cool there. Towards the north though, around Darwin, still all the way up to about the high 20s. So tropical weather remaining in place. Very dynamic to say the least here. And just a reminder, on Saturday I will be having my live update, basically a question and answer type field at about 03 UTC. That's about noon Japan Standard Time, about 1100 Philippine Standard Time, even over towards Taiwan and Hong Kong right around that time as well. But just please do participate. Really, the more participation we can get, the more influence on these updates really we can have. And then if it works out rather well, we're going to try to do it at least once a week, and also before any big significant storms do make landfall across much of the areas out here in the Western Pacific. But that is all for right now, everybody, though. Thanks again for watching here at westernpacificweather.com. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please post them in the comment box below. All right, stay safe out there and have a great day.